Hey Gemini, what's up guys? How's it going? Welcome to your reading for the full moon in guess what sign? Gemini. All right, so it should be a great time for us guys, right? Like we should be feeling our oats right now. And I think we are, but here's the paradox here, right? On the same day that the moon goes full in our sign, our ruling planet Mercury goes ass backwards into retrograde. So, we have this incredible amount of power with the moon, right? And then this Mercury retrograde being like, hold up, bitch. Hold up. First card out here, Queen of Pentacles. Good. Like, kind of what I've been feeling, and we're going to get to that, right? So you have this kind of push pull, right? This like fertile, pregnant, full moon in our sign energy, like ready to go, ready to make things happen. And then our ruling planet kind of like having to sort some shit out, right? Retrograde, it like kind of goes backwards, but it's also about like things from the past coming back or things just kind of going wrong. So it's going to be a little bit of a frustrating month, I think, guys, or at least in the beginning of the month. High Priestess. Nine of Cups. Strength. Beautiful. And the Queen of Cups. All right. So a little bit of a frustrating month here, right? And this is why I kind of like the Queen of Pentacles coming out first for us. Because with the Queen of Pentacles, she is not only, mastering her material domain, she's also taking care of the heart stuff, right? Like making sure people are taken care of, making sure the house is tended to, everyone has the things that they need. That kind of energy is what you get with the Queen of Pentacles, and that's what we're kind of embodying here, right? So with this full moon in Gemini, it's kind of a good time, Gemini, for us to slow down, right? So we're gonna have this energy that's gonna be like, yeah, let's go fuck it up, like let's do that Gemini party thing and like have fun and be crazy. But then we also have this thing that's telling us, like slow down, pump the brakes. Someone told me that once and it made me so mad. But right now, Gemini, like pump the brakes a little bit, right? It's time to get serious about this stuff, right? And then with the High Priestess, it's time to go like a little bit inwards, a little bit reflective, right? Like the High Priestess is all about like the subconscious and going within and meditation and divination and all that stuff, right? So like especially because we're going into the winter time, like the winter time, and we're going to do a reading around the winter solstice, but it's all about darkness and kind of like using that energy to sort of prepare yourself for what's to come next in your life, right? In the springtime. And what else do we have here, guys? Like Nine of Cups, emotional fulfillment, satisfaction, wishes granted, right? Like exactly what I was feeling with this Queen of Pentacles energy is this sort of nurturing, this sort of caring for the self, this sort of like, I don't want to say it's like nurturing in like that sense where you're gonna just like stay in it. I mean, this is a card of like Netflix and chill, if you will, where you're just kind of like curled up on the couch and eating junk food and like just watching some stupid bad romance or something like that, comedy special, indie movie, whatever it might be, one of their million and 10 fucking shows they have. But anyway, but this isn't like that kind of like let's eat chocolate in our sweatpants kind of nurturing. This is like this high priestess, like it's about taking care of the self, right? It's tending to, I want to say, our dark side, right? For Gemini, the parts of our psyche, of our personalities that maybe feel a little out of whack right now, right? This Mercury retrograde, it's also going to be passing Saturn a couple times before the end of the year, before the Saturn transit into Capricorn. And what that means is that a lot of the things that Saturn has been bringing up for us in the last 2.5 to 3 years, we're going to get messages about those things. We're going to be like reflecting on these things. We're going to be like kind of seeing where we've been in the past 3 years and like where that's taking us, right? And like what a great card to come out next to indicate like where things are going. This is like what I was saying about like pumping the brakes, Gemini. This is about like slowing down taking control, right? Like strength, she's in control. She's in charge of all this wild energy, right? And she's like, at this point, I feel like it's a taming of the energy. Like it's not necessarily like moving into anything at the moment. Like we have the Queen of Cups here, which is a great, um, I want to say sort of planning energy, right? So if you put these two together, this is sort of like harnessing all this energy, all this power, and it's going to be coming out through like creativity, right? Through, I want to say like getting real down and dirty, Gemini, about what you want your life to look like come the springtime, come our season, and like working to manifest that stuff, right? So right off the bat, like a big time of toning it down with the Queen of Pentacles as like our central situation here, and then like the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups, like also very like inward, very reflective. All this is very feminine too, very reflective, very about like, I don't know, if you go to therapy, now's the time to do that, or meditation, or even like ritual work. You know, like if you're into burning candles, like it might be a good time to like set intentions with this full moon in Gemini, right? Like how you want to communicate, because with us, what's happening right now is that this is in our home sign, this full moon, right? So one of the things that Gemini is good at is relationships, is like connections. So with this moon in our hey in our first house, like it's about us and how we like relate to other people, right? So like where we draw boundaries, where we give away too much of our strength, where we take too much, like anything that relates to, or what I want to say, like how we express ourselves, right? Like the personas we take on, right? That's what I feel with the Queen of Cups, like that cancery, like moving through identities kind of thing. Like this is a time to go deep, because like this is actually a good omen, because like with Saturn transiting this month, it's going to Capricorn, right? And for us, that's going to affect our finances big time, right? So if there ever was a time, Gemini, to get serious about your financial ducks in order, about your like your home being in order, about your work going well, like now's the time to own this. One of the first path cards we have here, everything we've been talking about, Seven of Pentacles, like hold your ass up, right? Nothing, Gemini, is going to be happening right now, at least on the outside, right? Like a lot of times I see this card as like these fruits, like I think they're heads, which is weird, but like they're kind of like rotting on the vine a little bit, you know, like nothing is going on. But this one I almost feel like winter hibernation, right? We have Saturn in Taurus, like things going very slowly, very like kind of restrictive energy, right? But so far, I mean, with the Queen of Pentacles there, I feel that there's promise there, right? But I think we have to get okay right now. Did you see the way that just flew on my hand? Ace of Wands. All right, so as our two paths here, Gemini, so far we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Normally one screams out as a more like desirable energy that you want right now, right? And this could be, right? Like with the Ace of Wands, we're talking about like building up of energy, of emotions, of like getting ready to start. But right now, Gemini, my like sense is like this is not really where we want to be putting our energies right now. It's this. It's the Seven of Pentacles. We're not trying to make big moves right now. We're planning, right? We're like planting seeds, but now is not the time to like be driving forward trying to make like lots of crazy shit happen. I think right now is the time to like wait and to be patient and to take our time and to like collect our energy, right? Like not about like putting the energy out into the world, but about gathering it up. Right? Like so think about these next 2 weeks and as we prepare for the new moon and the new year, you know, keep this energy in mind, but I think is kind of something that we could be looking at for the rest of the winter. That's where I've been at in this like weird hibernation almost like energy, right? Where it's like time to stay in and like watch good movies and like read a lot of books and meditate and study tarot and astrology and like all that stuff, right? All the stuff that the high priestess brings because like this is like the promise, the 9 of cups, like of the things that are it's almost like I see these two cards together right now, the 9 of cups and the 7 of pentacles, where it's like things are like on the verge of paying off big time. But they're not there yet, right? Like this is the promise, right? But this is also saying like it's going to come but with time, right? It's coming but with time. And what do you have to do in the meantime, Gemini? Control yourself, right? Like with this Mercury retrograde and the full moon in our sign, there's a lot of energy and it's a lot of chaotic fucking all over the place energy. So if there was a time, Gemini, to like stay home, to like not like go crazy and party and like be a wild child, like this is kind of the time to do that. This is kind of the time to like work on getting grounded, right? I know it's like sad season and we want to party, but I think there's going to be time for that like at the very end of the month into the new year, right? Like ironically enough, Capricorn I think will bring that those like fun sexy times, which is not usually what they're known for, but they will bring those fun those sexy times. But right now it's time to prepare is what I want to say. Right now it's time to reflect, to get intuitive, get your charts done, get your cards read, or if you do it yourself, like meditate or something. Like I feel like it's an important time right now to get clarity, to get guidance. Some of that you can be external, but some of that could be also like within, right? Like paying attention to your dreams, keeping a dream journal, like reading your own cards, like I said, meditating, like whatever it is, Gemini. I think that this full moon cycle is going to be about that. Like we're also talking about a waning moon, right? So the fullness of the power going to the dark moon where there's just potential. So it is a good time to restrict and cut back and like pull back a little bit. Okay, outcome cards. A lot of people here too. Like funny in a Gemini you get a lot of people, right? But we got this first outcome, Princess of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Empress. So like I said, people, right? Queen of Pentacles, Princess of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Empress, Hierophant, High Priestess, like lots and lots of people. So what I will say is I do think that there's going to be, remember what I said about like reflecting on your relationships and your network and like where your energy is going and stuff. I think that's going to be important because I think there are going to be, you become aware of like relationships that are draining you and relationships that are like empowering you, right? But with the Princess of Wands, like, remember what I said before about the Ace of Wands? Like, being like the burst of energy and ambition that maybe is not the right time for it. I want to still go there though. I want to say that this is right. Like, sometimes this isn't like a either or situation, but it's sort of like which demands attention first, right? And if you had to choose, I definitely say the Seven of Pentacles is where your attention needs to go, right? But what this Princess of Wands is showing me here with the Ace of Wands is that like this is on the horizon, right? This like big gust of energy, right? This like big ability to make things happen. But it's in this phase of the Princess of Wands, right? Like not quite ready for it to be out in the world. Learning how to handle it, learning how to build it up, learning how to manipulate it, but not quite ready for it to exist like in real space, right? Now is the time again about going slow, right? About learning, about being reflective, right? About being reflective about your place in the world and where you want to be, right? Like the Hierophant is like the master guru of like life, society, tradition, right? Like roles, like the status quo kind of stuff. Like when we're in Capricorn season and Saturn's in Capricorn, this is a good energy to have here, right? Because this is like all that dull shit we don't like, Gemini. Can you tell that like I'm already feeling frustrated with this energy? Like I just want to go have fun right now. But then it's like fucking what are those guys in Game of Thrones? The Maesters are like, no, you must read your books, and I'm like, but I wanna party, and they're like, no, you have to read your books. No, but it's gonna pay off, right? Because look at the end, what we have for the Empress, like this is nurturing. This is like what I said about the springtime being a time for like things to come into being. Like this is the progression I see, kind of, right? Like from the Princess of Wands, like building up that energy, that ambition, that like desire to go with like this structure and tradition and discipline. I want to say that, Gemini, like discipline is really important in the next few weeks to the next few months. Especially in the next few weeks, this is where you gain the footing for that, but it's going to really be important, I think, in the new year. And then this is you just like killing it, Gemini, like bottom of the deck. More people like this is like when you really like just want to have a weekend in and then like all of a sudden every single one of your friends wants to hang out with you and you're like, "No, guys, I'm being serious. I'm not going out. I'm not spending my money." But like this bitch is calling and this dude is calling and she's calling and she's calling and he's probably not calling. He's probably in a home reading a book, right? But everybody's calling. Like these are the Prince of Pentacles, but I like this because this is like moving towards this, right? Like with the Queen of Pentacles, like what I said, the energy we need to embrace, like underneath it all, I think is a desire, right? Like I think that this Prince of Pentacles, like he's slow moving, he tries to manifest and get things done in the earthly realm, but he's also like still in that dreamer phase where he's making goals and he's like following his dreams, right? Like it's slow, but it's like progress, right? That's what the Prince of Pentacles always is to me, is like sort of the promise of progress, right? So things are moving in the right direction, guys. They are, but like keep in mind there's a lot of earth with the Seven of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles, and then the Empress. The Hierophant is a Taurus card, and then the Prince of Pentacles. Like we are moving slow, but be patient. It's gonna pay off. Right underneath that, we have Temperance. Like the time of Sag is a good time, guys, to like get balanced, to just like take a small break. If you've been going out a lot, take a small break. If you've been socializing a lot, like doesn't mean you have to be a loner. Like don't be a weirdo. But underneath that, Three of Pentacles, like do focus on your work. Do focus on like what your material world is gonna look like come spring. Cause then, let me tell you, Gemini, then it's on, right? It's our birthday season, and it's gonna be like our birthday month, or like let's just claim the whole fucking season. Like all those girls who are like, it's my birthday month. Like fuck that, we get a whole season. We get Gemini season, and what? Like that's gonna be our season, guys. But keep in mind, like what happens when the full moon is in a sign, the groundwork you start like laying then, you start to see it pay off or manifest when the next time the moon is in our sign, which is going to be the new moon in Gemini in our season, right? So the work we do now, we're going to see the results of. I think it's going to get us into a more grounded, stable place, right? Because like again, the full moon is at its peak of our power, and then when the new moon is just going to be potential. So I feel like all the work we do now, from now until our birthdays, guys, is going to be like this like launching pad for like dreams coming true, for fun. I feel fun. I feel like sexy good times. Hey. No, but really, like I get the feeling like spring, summer, like it's going to be great. We just have to buckle down and do the work. Because Saturn in Capricorn rewards work. Or it also punishes you when you're being a lazy shit. I like this, right? Humor, the monkey. Like, we don't want to lose our spirit, right? We don't want to stop being lighthearted, fun, life of the party Gemini. Because that's what we do, right? And like, don't let all this heaviness here like weigh you down or like let you make you feel like crazy. It's important to like have a sense of humor, to be lighthearted, to like, even if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like a little sad, like, not to let it consume you. Like, don't get lost in despair. It's okay to feel sad, but don't despair. Don't become self destructive. Don't lose track of all the good, like, discipline and the good habits that you're like putting into place. Keep like, this is like the like keep your chin up kind of card. Remember that we just saw that Three of Pentacles coming out? Like, we have the spider and creativity. Like, this is our time to like go deep and figure out like what we want our lives to be, who we want to be, what we want things to look like what are our dreams? Are they still feasible? If they are, like, start making them happen. It it's time to start making shit happen, right? Like, now is the time to prepare for that. But like, the focus, guys, needs to be on like manifesting big time, right? Like, right now we're gathering the resources, we're getting strong internally, we're going deep. But like, in the very near future, like by the end of December even, like, it's gonna be time to start manifesting, to start putting our plans into action. Still keep like the springtime as your end game, like for when you have a big manifestation, but like that Prince of Pentacles, like, there's gonna be steps taken. There's gonna have to be steps taken. And we're free. I love when this card comes up. This is like one of my favorite cards. Cause she's like so pretty. No, actually she looks like Lady Gaga in American Horror Story, where she was like that gremlin in the woods thing. Roanoke. Did you guys see it? See it. It's one of the best seasons. Good show. Sarah Paulson was great. Lily Rabe. Lily Rabe knows how to die. She knows how to do horror. Anyway, free, guys. This is like what this is all leading up to. All this work we're doing is like personal liberation. Remember, I started talking about how the full moon is kind of illuminating, you know, who we are and like how we relate to other people. This is like a liberating experience, right? Like, cutting the cords that don't work, strengthening the ties that do, and then like we're gonna just charge forward, right? When the springtime comes around, we're gonna be charging forward. All right, so let's go ahead real quick and check out these cards. All right, y'all. So here we are, right? This is like where we're gonna be focusing our energies in the beginning of December, right? Like, getting strong, getting grounded, getting more than anything like in touch with ourselves, in touch with our power, in touch with our intuition and our creativity, right? Like, not just the creativity to like make art, but the creativity that like inspires us to make our life a certain way, to mold ourselves into a certain person, right? All at the base of this is the Queen of Pentacles. Like, this is us empowered, making choices like to bring our material world into grounding. Like, this is kind of why I didn't like the Ace of Wands, right? Like, this is about like getting solid, and the Ace of Wands is like too abstract in its energy, too ethereal. right? And it's gonna kind of take this kind of patience, guys, right? But like again, there's promise here, right? With the Princess of Wands and the Hierophant, like this is like that feeling of like studying and like patience and taking time is gonna pay off, right? This nurturing process is gonna bloom into something, right? It's like they almost kind of look the same. It's promising. It's freedom. It's like big manifestation. It's like that thing that Geminis we don't always get, like that feeling of groundedness, right? Where we kind of need to put a little attention to that right now. We're so airy fairy, love to have fun, and like right now it's time to take care of those serious things, Gemini. All right. So that was good for me. Was it good for you? It always is. Uh, so, uh, in the description, see my Instagram, follow me there. Facebook, follow me there. I am doing personal readings now. Yay! Um, and if you go down below in the description, there's a link to my Etsy site. I'm doing a holiday sale on readings. It's kind of like a grand opening kickoff to the channel, right? Doing half-hour readings for $20 and hour readings for, I think it's $45, right? It's not always going to be that cheap. This is just like kind of to get us started, get us in the holiday spirit, you know? They're going to be limited supplies, so check those out. And guys, like this was really fun. I always love talking to Gemini, right? Like, and this is a good time for us, right? A frustrating time, maybe, like a little bit of a time that you need to adjust or like be a little uncomfortable. But you know, I promise, like what the cards are showing here is that that's all gonna pay off, right? In the end, like we're gonna get the things we want, and we're gonna be the people we want, which is obviously gonna be awesome, because like, duh, Gemini, like, duh. All right, y'all. Um, Good luck with this full moon, and I will talk to you in a few weeks. Like, don't let retrograde make you cray. I mean, more cray than you already are, but like, not too much. Not Kanye cray. You know? All right, I'm out. Bye.